The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors. Warning! This program contains strong adult language, violence, and brief nudity. It's everything you're looking for. Live from the Sims Tower in the Robinson Auto Group studio, we are AM 1600 WKKX.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Whispers Radio here on AM 1600
What is this?
Whispers Radio?
It is?
I think?
Are you sure?
I don't know. Let me check my books.
It's been so long.
It's been like, what, 2 weeks?
I know.
We went half a month. You people have went half a month without hearing, well, my lovely voice, because you hear Lola's all the time.
Well, we want to apologize for last week. However, we were knocked off the air.
Yeah, that was the storm. Right now it's 85 degrees in downtown Wheeling, partly cloudy, and guess what? We got another storm coming.
Yep.
Heard the weather announcement during the last show a couple times, so yeah, we're destined.
It's coming.
Must be a Monday night thing. I don't know. I was kind of looking at the 10-day forecast. I think it's supposed to storm tomorrow too. So
scattered thunderstorms. I think because it's so hot and humid.
Yeah.
Well, at least we're not in Minnesota.
What are they getting?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
124 heat index.
What?
That's what they were predicting for today.
Wow.
In Minnesota.
There was that's kind of north too.
Kind of.
My mom lives down in Myrtle Beach, and she said there was a day it was like 128 heat index. It was like hottest day like on record.
Well, I know
So
Texas is just. They are saying that this summer's drought could rival the Dust Bowl from the 20s.
Really?
Yes, that bad. I mean, so many states are being affected by it.
Yeah. I know I'm having a hard time keeping my little tomato plants on my back deck.
Oh, I bet you are.
I'm dumping water on them left and right.
Now, see, all I grow are ornamental grasses, and they're doing fine, as well as the weeds in the 2 pots I have on the back porch.
Are the weeds the ornamental grasses?
No, these are just weeds that sprouted in these things at some point in time, and I thought, you know what? They don't look too bad. At least there's greenery coming out of them. I can't grow a flower to save my soul, but weeds are doing well. Weeds are doing well.
I planted a couple flowers. They're struggling the heat too. It's been rough.
This is terrible. Mr. Beckett said that he was putting in underground irrigation or a sprinkler system, and he said the first 12 inches of dirt are powder.
Really?
Until you get down to the second 12, and they're not good, but at least it's not powder.
Wow.
And yet, it seems like we've had nothing but rain. But it's all this hard rain that comes and goes.
Yeah,
it
that's
just
the
runs
problem.
right off.
It doesn't absorb. Last week, my plan was to, because I bought a puppy. I bought a boxer puppy.
Yes, you did.
And he is adorable.
How's your other dog taking it?
He's warming up.
Slowly, I'm sure.
But I was like, man, I need a name, and I'm not good at naming dogs because it's hard.
Now, I told you my theory on this. You have to be around it for days and days.
It's been, what, a week and a half now?
And he doesn't have any personality traits that would lend you to a name.
Well, I can't be like, hey, dog.
Why? My brother named his girl.
Pooch.
Fred called his dog's name is Girl.
So last week I was going to have a naming, I don't know, thing. Have people call in and throw out some names, you know.
Yeah.
And right now, and I bought the name tag, but I'm still a little in the air.
What is it?
Bones.
That's a good name.
Do you like Bones?
I like that name.
A boxer named Bones.
Yeah.
I like that. So if you got any other ideas, call in during the show if you don't have any questions for our guest. 304-214-1600, 1-866-514-1600.
Now, see, I second to the last, well, both kitties, because I saved 2 more.
Yeah.
Wicked, because she is wicked. Tiniest little thing you ever saw, comes up to a couple of the other ones' underside. She's that small. But she is wicked, wicky. She beat up the dog the very first day. The dog's still afraid of her. And the other one is just this quintessential kitten that plays, and he's curious, and he purrs it real easy, and he loves to be handled and all that. So we call him Baby Boy because he is the baby, and he's obviously a boy. still until tomorrow. Then he'll be an other.
Then he'll be a eunuch.
Not doing anybody that's. I mean, that's the first thing. You want to be saved and live in Lola's kitty buffet, then you've got to have yourself taken care of, because I'm not doing any more kittens.
Heartless.
Oh.
You heartless women. No, mine's getting fixed as soon as
as soon as possible.
As soon as it's old enough, it's gone.
I know it. That's the responsible pet owner way to do it.
I'm going to go with that answer.
That is the right answer.
I wouldn't say anything about responsible. I just don't want my jeans torn up.
Or being embarrassed when you take it out in public.
Yeah. I don't mind him. He'll be done in a minute.
My son, have you ever seen this? It's those magazines where you can buy anything and everything.
Like Finger Hut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but no, this is a little below Finger Hut. But they had this stuffed dog with Velcro straps, and you strap it onto your leg and turn it on.
Oh.
I forget what they call it. Humpin' Henry or something like that.
Jeez.
So what does he do? Makes room in his suitcase when he flew home the last time to bring this. Can you imagine the TSA worker that opened that suitcase?
Sir, what is this?
Serves them right if they try to figure out what it was.
That's great.
I think so.
Man.
Oh, and another precinct heard from. Gretchen's here with us today.
That's right.
And I'm laughing, and she's going, there is nothing funny about my life right now, Mother.
They have a thing I saw at thinkgeek.com. I don't know if you've ever been there.
No.
Nerds like me go there.
Oh, I see.
And Nick.
That's where you found
They
out
have like
about
a USB drive, like a flash drive, but it's like a little humping dog that you plug it into a computer and it just... you know.
That's funny.
It's a quality show, you know. You listen to Whispers Radio.
You learn all kinds of things. Hush.
You know, Bill DeFabio's got his variety hour. We're just inappropriate and embarrassing. Yeah, we do what we can.
Absolutely. Well, what the heck? You're not having fun unless you're laughing.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I'm going to get our guest on the phone.
All right, I'm going to throw out there again. If you got any better names than Bones for my boy Boxer, 304-214-1600. Toll free, 1-866-514-1600. I'm up for anything, you know. I'm not 100% sold. I mean, I like the name Bones, and I did buy the name tag just because I figured I might as well start calling him something. Because, I don't know. He's got 9 weeks old, he's got to like know some kind of name, so I've just been going for it, you know. Hopefully it sticks. We got our guest.
Yes, we do.
Our guest tonight, Dr. Turi. We're going to be talking about, well, he covers a wide variety of, well, everything.
Okay.
Specifically, you know, I got him on the show to talk about tuning fork healings. Okay. Because we actually had somebody recommend him, heard him on another show, and said that, Lola, you would love it.
Okay.
They were like, Lola's going to love this show. Okay. So, you know, I hunted him down, and, like, his website is probably a mile long of all the stuff that he can talk about. So we're just going to dive in. Okay. Dr. Turi, are you with us?
I am with you. Thank you for inviting me, guys.
Well, thank you for being here.
Now, can you describe what you do, Doctor?
Well, what I do is called raising cosmic consciousness to humanity. In short, is to help people to understand the face and the tools of God through His creation, through the stars, and this, of course, also involves the manifestation of the subconscious and the superconscious in time and space.
Wow.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I talk on the radio. Now, tuning fork healings. How did you stumble upon this, and how does that work?
Well, first of all, one has to use cosmic consciousness and common sense to understand the health dilemma, put it this way. You were born under a specific star pattern that makes you vulnerable in specific area of your body.
Okay.
For example, if you're born in September, chances are, and your listeners can prove, you will suffer headaches or sinuses problems. If you're born with the tail of the dragon on the heart, the chances are you will die of a heart attack. So we already preconceive on the physical level to suffer ailments.
Wow. Now what about October? Because Lola and I are both born in October.
Well, Libras are especially vulnerable through addictions. And that could be anything from religion on the physical, on the spiritual level, to, of course, drugs, alcohol, pot. I'm not saying you guys do that, okay? I'm just pointing out what, on the medical aspect, where Libra could be suffering. And also the feet. Some of them are flat feet, arch. You know, it all depends on the location of your dragon that will emphasize the strength or the weakness of the part of your body.
Well, we're both Scorpios.
Well, Scorpio is the medical aspect of Scorpio regulates reproduction. So women of this sign sometimes do suffer reproductive area problems, difficult periods, and again, in reference to the location, that could lead also to headache problems. There is so many variation on the medical aspect of astropsychology that certain enough science is not investigating. And well, that's for good purpose because the FDA and the doctors lobby to control natural healing and the drug cocktail, so to speak, and they don't make any money with natural healing.
No, they don't. That. I know.
We understand that.
Yeah.
So, in many ways, as much as you would refuse to stuff yourself with hamburgers, that would affect your artery and lead you to a heart attack or being overweight and God knows what goes with this. Suddenly enough, people are not aware there are also poison daily with fears, with talking heads, with apocalyptic teaching, anything that is feeding evil is poisoning your spirit, put it this way. So you don't get poison only on the physical level, but also on the spiritual level. This is why it translates into this crazy guy camping, traveling in the United States, promising the end of the world a few weeks ago. Remember that?
Yes, yes.
So, but there are reasons for people to behave a certain way and to show either physically or spiritually their ailments and their sicknesses. And once you understand the cosmic codes, and you know exactly how those planets interact on your UCI, a UCI, of course, stands for Unique Celestial Identity, then you can prepare yourself because knowledge is power, ignorance is evil.
Okay.
And you probably also heard that you are what you eat,
yes,
correct?
Yes, yes.
So
I'm as sweet as anything because I just love all my goodies. So I
bet.
must just be sweet.
Too. Okay, don't get me wrong. You can eat anything you want as long as you burn it. You gotta use common sense. But I developed what you call the universal blood transfusion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like going to your shopping center and grab a bit of cilantro, parsley, carrot, beetroot, parsnip, horseradish, celery, mix it with pineapple and honey, and then ingest everything early in the morning. And then you're going to hate me. You're really going to hate me because you are going to feel sick for the rest of the day because your body is doing a serious cleansing, put it this way. And as much as you are able to bring back the vibration of your body and become healthy and beat every disease by stimulating your immune system, you could also poison your body with the mind. And that's why it's important not to allow all these dysfunctional speakers and dysfunctional television to harm your psyche.
Well, I do know that because of the other shows that I work on during the day, mm-hmm. I have to be kind of up on national and international politics and diplomacy and things like that. And there are times when I am just furious, and I can't even pinpoint necessarily what I'm really angry about, but I'm just mad. I am just mad. And it's like listening to all these, politicians and talking heads. I just...
Well, then you have to be careful because you may have some Scorpio in your chart. And the Scorpio is a stinger. The stinger represents the mishandling of your witchcraft residue, put it this way, of your supreme wisdom that you built during previous past lives. So when I say don't feed evil, by this I mean the future is nothing else than the reincarnation of the thought. And you have the power, as you have been made in the image of God, to create your reality. And this is why humanity is not doomed. We can easily alter the course of humanity with the superconscious in time and space. But the superconscious does not think. It does not rationalize. It's pretty much like God creating an earthquake or a tsunami and killing innocent babies. Mm-hmm. So if you keep thinking in a specific negative way, then you are stinging yourself with the power. And if you're unconscious, if you're conscious to be unconscious, which is pretty much what's going on with the world nowadays, then you're going to pay the price. So it's all a matter of education, of knowing how the complexity of the physical and spiritual manifestation being a human being entails. And from there, use your wisdom, because, again, knowledge is power, ignorance is evil.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, how do we go about discovering all of this in ourselves?
Well, for example, you could go to my website, drturi.com, and then click on the astrological wheel. This will lead you into the cosmic code. And I write endlessly, giving and offering the secrets of the cosmic code and predictions and God knows what out there. That is, of course, the public, which is free. You can sign up there. But there is also the VIP cosmic code. Then that's a different, require you to have a password and go to a specific website again where they treat you as a VIP. But ultimately, your best shot to build cosmic consciousness, there's no way around it, is to digest 16 CD, watch 4 or 5 DVDs, read all my books, and become a student of astropsychology. There's no other way.
We got a question on the chat room from Lizzie from New York City. It says, may you please ask Dr. Turi what is a good remedy for nausea, vomit in cancer patients? My mom was in the hospital, and none of the anemetics work. Only natural stuff works for her.
And again, and this is why I stopped doing reading on the air, because I need so much more than just her mom. Her mom's UCI will tell me if she is naturally prone to addiction or reject anything that is not natural. Like some people can handle nefarious chemicals better than others, but if you're a Libra, you got to be careful. Once I had this lady, she came in my office with her 2 daughters, and she was on a walking chair. And when she told me she was born in October and she was paralyzed, I told her that she probably were victimized from a medical prescription that was given to her by a physician, and this is exactly what happened. And she goes, oh my gosh, you were right. I got paralyzed after I ingested the medication.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it is very serious, but as far as cancer is concerned, I was myself, I am a survivor of cancer. And again...
She just wrote, she is a Libra.
Well, you go.
You're right.
You know, that's how it works, my friend. You've got to be very cautious when you're born in October, because your 6 hours of health is regulated by Pisces. And Pisces has an extremely low tolerance of any chemical ingestions. And that could lead into depression, dementia, suicide, or just poisoning the body, the mind, and the soul in the long run. Again, when I had cancer myself, and I completely, entirely refused any radiation. Okay, I couldn't do anything else, so I had to have the surgery, and they remove a good chunk of my gut. But 1 week, no, I would say 1 month after coming back and stuffing myself with my universal blood transfusion every day, 1 month later, I was running in the park with my dogs and cutting trees from the top of my house.
Wow.
And nobody could believe that, Ben. This is what happened. So again, if you want to learn more about some of the secrets of beating cancer, if you go to drturi.com, you scroll down a little bit, you click on the how to beat cancer, and you can watch my TV show on that topic.
Wow. Okay. I'm on your website now.
drturi.com.
Yes.
You scroll down and click on the wheel. Or actually, if you were looking for the TV show, you will have to scroll down and you will see the little thing that says how to beat cancer. Then you can click on that and you can watch the TV show. Okay. But, let me give you another idea of the power of the superconscious in time and space. I'm sure you heard about 100 miles away from Phoenix in Tucson, Congresswoman Gifford was shot in the head. Remember that?
Yes.
Now, and it's also literally a miracle, a total miracle that this lady came out of that experience alive. And all the doctors are still scratching their big head, wondering how it is possible for her to be shot in the head and to recuperate so fast. Well, let me tell you why. When this happened, Jared was hated, while, of course, Gifford was sent million tons of positive thought from all over the world.
Right.
Because nowadays anything happen, you know it almost immediately through the internet and the media.
Right.
So those thoughts, positive thought, because the future is nothing else than the reincarnation of the thought, those thoughts acted as a fission that have helped the magical power that humans are all made with to heal themselves or to help the doctors to do the right thing at the right time. I could tell you a story about the power of the thought in my latest book called Beyond the Secret that you would not even believe. It is incredible, the potential that we were born with and which is not taught. Because again, remember, knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. The system wants to keep you misinformed, either through religious poisoning or scientific findings. So there is so much going on out there that is not explored or explained to the masses. And in my books, in my TV show, radio show, I'm doing my best to pass on this information. Now, in reference to Casey Anthony, I did a full report on her. And she was born a jewel, exactly like O.J. Simpson. She's born a liar. She's from the Death Wish generation, born with a Scorpio dragon tail, born a killer. I explain everything about the UCI and the reason and everything else. It's free. You can read all my findings. Imagine the type of negative thought she is battling against as I'm speaking to you right now. She is probably the most hated person on this world. And that means, of course, it's a sure sign of death for her in the future, which I see coming to her probably either on May or November next year. I'm so sorry, but this is part of Dr. Turi's work. The truth is not meant to help. It's not to be nice to anybody. That's the way I work. Sad enough.
Give it to her. That's fine.
Well, she deserves it. That's for sure. But again, in reference to the police force is not acquainted to the cosmic code jurisdiction. I wish the police academy would give me a chance to teach them using my software, a software that I designed. Because people who don't know me think, Dr. Theresa, another Mrs. Claire, or another Linda Goodman Sunshine, or God knows what, horoscope newspaper. No. I'm a scientist. I don't predict anything. I just understand the cosmic pattern, which creates the season and the news repeating themselves. And this is why my record of prediction, well documented, is inaugural and printed a year before everything happened. In other words, people call me CNN before CNN for good reasons. But if you don't investigate me and don't check on my values, you can only assume. And assuming is the last thing someone should do.
Absolutely about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to ask you, what is your doctorate degree in?
I graduated from the Light Institute in Pasadena, which is recognized by the Board of Education. But when you look at it, I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm also a pilot. I'm also an inventor. I'm an engineer. I am a positive jewel. So so to speak, which means instead of lying and cheating, I'm using my incredible productivity on a progressive manner. But you have to remember there is a big difference between education and intelligence. My doctorate is something you pay for, but the real study is my investigation, my arduous experience, my independent research in science, which is based upon 61 years of my existence. And as I teach my students, incredible experiences breed incredible people that have incredible things to teach.
Wow.
Yep, there are doctors out there that are qualified, educated from the highest school, and they still are killers. I never killed anybody.
That's good to know. Now, what is this tuning fork healing?
Tuning fork healing. We all vibrational machines. We all vibrate at a very different speed. In reference to your family, you are related genetically, DNA-wise, to your family exactly. But on the spiritual side, you are a total stranger. You would never think, behave, create like your mother, your sister, your child, or whomever is around you. You are a unique vibrational soul. And the idea of gathering cosmic consciousness will raise your vibration that would allow you to fork yourself into the positive manifestation. Now, to understand that, you have to remember, you are symmetrical. You have 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 feet, 2 sides of the brain. You're balancing between the yin and yang. So you're like a fork. Do that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And each time you unplug yourself, either physically by stuffing yourself with the wrong foods, or spiritually by being negative, or signing up for religious poisoning or conspirational material, you're going in the wrong fork. You're going negative.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to understand how you vibrate and then keep a balance of this fork and aim as you can towards the positive only, because there is absolutely nothing at all that you cannot be or do if you understand the mechanics involved in this process. Let me put it this way. Anything that you're looking at right now, well, I could ask you, for example, if you're looking at your telephone or your computer, okay, I could ask you to tell me what that was 200 years ago. I wasn't there. Well, let's go further down the line. Tell me, what city are you in now?
Wheeling.
What city are you at?
Wheeling.
Okay.
Okay.
What state is that?
West Virginia.
Okay. Now you tell me the biggest city, not only in West Virginia, but in the United States. You tell me what that big city was 3,000 years ago.
Not even.
And now you understand that.
Okay.
You have been made in the image of God, meaning that you like it or not, you know it or not, you have been granted the blessing of creation by God himself. Okay?
Okay.
And the problem is Jesus' ministry, I mean, we're talking about the real ministry of Jesus, was to introduce humanity to our Father in the heavens, correct?
Right.
Yes.
And as a child of the universe, we are coming from the stars, and this is why those 3 wise kings or 3 wise men were following the stars to the birth of Christ, because they knew by doing his UCI, his stars, that he was going to be born with a very, very advanced, a unique celestial identity that will make him a leader of a specific age. So Jesus was the leader of the age of Pisces, but sad enough, right there, the plutonic, manipulative, greedy souls that turns into the politicians and religious lunatics manipulated, altered, changed the true message and ministry of Jesus. In other words, the stars went down the drain. But it survived. It survived. And I was not educated traditionally, but I was blessed by God with an extreme UCI myself too, that allows me to rekindle this wisdom and pass it on to humanity, and to a certain extent carry on the mission of Jesus. But I'm not Jesus, don't get me wrong. Hey, I'm not Nostradamus either. I was born there under the same stars as Nostradamus, and people call me the new Nostradamus. So you have to be cautious, because I don't want people to think I'm an egocentric, because I don't have any spiritual pride. I'm just stating the facts.
Okay.
So, as the new Nostradamus, I mean, how do you get that classification?
Well, mostly because I was born there in Provence, because I got stuff from Nostradamus' house. When I was a kid, I didn't know better, so and I took stuff and I shouldn't, and now I'm cursed, God knows what. And then following my UFOs experiences, I was literally forced to digest every single thing involving metaphysics, astrology, and Nostradamus' work. So there is relationships that dictate, at least on the subconscious or supraconscious level, a connection with the great prophet because of the location I was born. But again, all this is explained in my books.
Okay, well, Doctor, we do have to take a real quick break.
You bet.
And so just hold on, and we will come right back to you, okay?
Thank you.
You're listening to Whispers Radio. If you got a question for Dr. Turi, give us a call, 304-214-1600. Out of the area, toll free, 1-866-514-1600. This is Whispers Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Whispers Radio here on AM 1600 WKKX, the Valley's Watchdog, and UPRN, the UFO Paranormal Radio Network. It's 6:45 p.m., 85 degrees, and we're waiting on the rain. I'm Jordan Cline, she's Lola Miller, and you're listening to Whispers Radio. Whispers.
Doctor, are you still there?
I am still here waiting for you guys.
Okay.
Oh, our guest today is Mr. Doctor, Mr. Doctor, Dr. Turi. Man, he's a wealth of metaphysical knowledge.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Is that a good term? Is that flattering?
Well, you can use that. It's it's just a reflection of you actually perceiving the true values of what I have to offer. And by the way, as much as I can, and I'm going to do that for you with your permission,
okay.
As much as I want to give some dates to your audience, I can also point out the best of what the stars can do for you. So. Okay. As I said earlier, I'm not a psychic, okay?
Okay.
I have a software that I designed, pretty much the same software that NASA used to sign the shuttle. Apart from that, unlike scientists, I realize that the stars are a little bit more than a dead rock hanging above your heads for the sake of beauty. So I'm gonna ask your audience to get a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm gonna give you the date of July 28th, 29th, and 30th. Okay? Now.
Are you still there? Dr. Turi?
Doc? Uh-oh. I think we've lost him.
We'll get him back.
I am.
Now, Donnie was on the phone. Can we...
Well, here, talk to Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Jordan, what's going on?
How's things?
Oh, not too bad. I listen to you guys all the time. I got a name for your dog.
You got a name for my dog?
Yeah, Rommel.
Rommel?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
I don't know. That guy's
Rommel.
Yeah, Rommel.
As
in General Rommel.
General Rommel.
Yeah.
I'll write
the
that.
Desert Fox.
I'll write it down right now. General Rommel.
Yeah, the Desert Fox. You just call him Rommel.
I was thinking, my dad got a boxer puppy too.
Yeah.
Named it Dexter for the TV show, and I was going to call mine Sergeant Dokes.
Yeah, I had a question for the doctor, but I don't know if this dude can answer. That's
well, here he is.
Here's Doctor.
Oh, I just knocked Donnie off. Oops.
Oh, well, Dr. Turi, you were starting something real quick.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to mention to the audience that there are no accidents. Anything that happened is not an accident. And for us to be cut off could also mean that you may want to pay attention to the dates I'm going to give you next, okay?
Okay.
So the dates that I'm giving you are the July 28th, 29th, and 30th, okay? Now, during those dates, I see, and I'm translating the cosmic code. I see like the beginning or ending of something very important that could force thousands of people to relocate. The same type of energy that produced the Japan tsunami is coming back.
Okay. Oh,
really?
Gosh.
Okay. So now I'm not saying anything. I don't want to scare anybody. the natural disasters are very, very high on the line during those dates, and a lot of people will be forced to realize the manifestation of God through the cosmic code. And the beauty of being Dr. Turi, again, is that I give you dates, I give you explanation on my website, quatrains and keywords, and very, very specific dates. Those dates, by the way, were posted like 2 or 3 weeks ago on my website and printed in my book last year. So, as much as I predicted the New York, the Trade Center, terrorist attack, Hurricane Andrew, tsunamis, earthquakes, and major news development, that's what people call me CNN before CNN, everything is well documented, dated, and printed in my work.
So you think in a couple weeks, like, is it this July?
Yes. I'm giving you those dates because they are the closest dates, and I want people to remember. So if you make a note of it and you look at CNN, you will see that if there is an earthquake, it has to be a big one. And if there is a hurricane, it has to be nasty and very destructive. These are the type of windows that I explain to my reading audience all over the world in my newsletters, my Cosmic Cut newsletter, public site too, where I explain how this energy operates. So, as I said earlier, I'm not a psychic. History repeats itself, the news repeat themselves, the season has a pattern, and I understand the dynamics that produce. And sad enough, you have NASA, you have the National Weather Service, you have geologists, astrophysicists, and all these people, regardless of the millions of dollars we are giving them to build up sophisticated electronic equipment, they will never, ever, in million years, and never did and never will, tell you either the timing or the location of an earthquake. At least with me, you have it for free, and you have the right timing, and you will be able to investigate my values when comes those dates.
Okay. Do you have any thought or prediction, rather, of where on the globe that this might happen?
Well, again, this is where I don't want to be scaring people, because I made the prediction that California is going to get some serious bad earthquake. A year ago, I wrote that nature will restructure its entrail under a very large city, and I didn't put Japan, and I don't want to do that again, but it's coming back, and I don't want to scare people. But most of all, put it this way, if the scientific crowd were willing to work with me using those sophisticated electronic equipment, they get to know the activity of the faults. They don't have the timing. And I do have a perfect timing, and I even signed certified email and letters to USGS, to NASA, giving very, very specific dates, which is where I recorded, of course, on my set of predictions, and they never answered me.
All right, then I have a question about this. 2012, December 21st. Mm-hmm. Is there any, signs that something catastrophic is actually going to happen then?
Go ahead. Go ahead, sorry, honey.
Well, just, with all of the doomsday sayers that the world is going to end on, December 21st, 2012. Right. And then I've heard other people say that it's really not going to be some apocalyptic event, that it's actually going to be just like a shift in consciousness. Right.
Well, you have to remember that I'm on coast to coast regularly. And for years I've been there. You have to remember that all my predictions are available to the public, and a lot of people are now moving on my direction, saying that 2012 is just a shift of consciousness produced by the burgeoning of the age of Aquarius. Let me bring you back to the year 2000. Do you remember when all these freaky people were saying that California is going to go into the ocean, and then the Y2K? You remember those days?
Yes, absolutely.
That's the same thing. Yeah. With the only difference that if you go to my webpage, drturi.com, drturi.com, and you click on predictions, you will read that currently the tail of the dragon is in the subconscious of the United States. And that makes people are going insane, getting depressed, and I see an upraising in suicide as we approach the year 2012, because a lot of people don't have grounding, they don't have the education, they don't have cosmic consciousness, so imagination and fear will be directed at themselves through their own subconscious. So what I do in every one of my shows, whether it be on TV, on radio, or with George Norrie, I always advise the people not to give in to evil, not to listen to evil feeder, conspiracy heads, apocalyptic promoters, because this is what steer the superconscious in time and space, which is responsible for humanity's future steering the wrong way. I've explained that for years on Coast to Coast. I've explained that to so many people. I write about it constantly. And I'm glad that finally, the message is getting out there that the year 2012 will be just that day. As a matter of fact, the day after, there is the Universal Prayer, Dr. Turi Universal Prayer for Humanity. The day after. That's to tell you that we will be here. And then the age of deception, illusion, religion, confinement, church, synagogue, asylum, pothead, drinking, this age of Neptunian deceiving energy, which has ruled the world last 2,000 years, is coming to an end, and it's going to be replaced by the age of Aquarius, which is humanitarianism, which is technology, the internet, which is the future of humankind, including the reality of extraterrestrials.
Okay.
So it's a good thing.
Okay.
You said a whole lot of stuff. My brain's still trying to soak it all in. I heard extraterrestrials, too. Now, touch on that again?
So what? Excuse me?
Extraterrestrials?
Yeah, extraterrestrials, yes, the gardeners of this world. When I was abducted for the fourth time above the city of Los Angeles in August 2001, I was downloaded the secret of the cosmic codes.
Really?
Yes. As far as UFOs are concerned, my experiences are very solid. It is not like a walking or a light or what seems to be a spaceship. No, it's facing those guys face to face inside a saucer, and it's a flying saucer 30 feet above my head before we went in there. I mean, it's all very, very solid, and the legacy is also very solid because, extraterrestrials are from a different dimension. They cannot give you a toy or a tool to play this and bring it here because that would not agree with anti-gravity matter. So what they left me with is an obvious, unarguable predictive power.
That's what I was going to ask. If you are able to predict because of your
exactly.
With them.
Yes, that's the most obvious thing. Suddenly now there is so many UFO talking heads out there that literally regurgitating what they've seen, what they heard. They're investigating dead cows, and these people have never ever been close to anything that is really exceptional, and the legacy is missing. Obviously, I am a real thing, and again, I have better thing to do than to make it up on radio. This is factual. As a matter of fact, there is nothing that is not factual in my life.
Yeah, you got way too much other stuff you could talk about just to make up something else.
You bet.
Dr. Turi, I hate to cut this short because, you're a wealth of knowledge here, but we do have to break. We have to go to CNN. Watch, they're going to say, coming up, a big tsunami, thousands of people.
No, at the end of this week.
I want to say, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
My pleasure,
and joining us and giving us this prediction. I have it written down. I'm going to
I do too.
Pin it up on the wall here at the studio. Dr. Louis Turi, drturi.com. That's DRTURI.com. Go there. He's got anything and everything you could want to know is on that site, correct?
Indeed. Thank you very much for having me, guys. And I have tons of people who want to listen to this show that missed it, so if you can give me a link, I would appreciate it.
I will as soon as it's up. Thank you very much, Dr. Turi.
Good evening, my friend. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Wow. So much.
Sorry, Donnie. I didn't mean to drop you.
Did he say what his question was, at least?
No.
Did he?
No. He wanted to give you the names for your dog.
Oh, I got it written down right here. Rommel.
Okay.
Desert Fox.
That's you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jordan.
Listen, what I was going because my dad named his Dexter. I was going to name mine Ice Truck Killer.
Oh, come on.
Because that's
Yes, I know who
right.
the ice truck killer is, but please.
no, not good.
No,
Hey, come on, Ice Truck Killer, go poop.
No, yeah.
Get off my leg.
You're out at a dog park and you've got to yell for your dog. Ice truck killer. Oh, that'll go over really good. One of two things will happen. People will run in fright, or they'll think the ice cream truck has come.
That's right. When I yell for my dog, people run in fear.
Rommel was a German general in Africa during World War II.
Oh.
Very
Nick would have
famous.
known that too. I'm the dumb one of the group.
You're not dumb. You're just
Yeah, go
sorely-
for it. Go for it. Go for it.
sorely lacking in some areas. That's all.
That's right, Gretch.
What's she barking about? Well, we are at that time.
All right, everybody. It's time for some, CNN?
Yeah.
Well,
No. Actually, it's just good night.
Just good night. This is the end. Next week, we're going to have Jason Offit. We're talking about black-eyed kids. Finally. This is going to be a fun show. Don't miss it. Until then, don't be afraid. Only believe.